Hi, I'm Sharon Ludy. I live in Quechee, Vermont, and we are going to be talking about an artisan fair. This is our 6th year doing it, and it's on Friday and Saturday of Thanksgiving weekend. So that's November 29th and November 30th at the Quechee Club itself. And we donate a portion of our funds to the Family Place. And this is Nancy Bloomfield. She's the executive director of the Family Place, and we'll talk a little bit about the fair, and we'll talk a little bit about the Family Place and their services and some new ones that they have too. So let me tell you a little bit about the Artisan Fair. We have about a little over 35 artisans. We do call it an upscale artisan fair. We have woodworkers, jewelry people, we have floor cloths that people make, ceramics, pottery, stained glass, blown glass, and a number of other things that I'm not remembering, but we have pocketbooks. We also have a chair massage person. So when you think you've overshopped a little and you want to have some place to relax, you can go and get a chair massage. And we have an artisan fair, which artisan cafe rather, where you can have lunch. So why don't I turn this over to you, Nancy, and you tell us a little bit about the Family Place.
Sure. And I was just remembering that when I went to the fair last year, there was also some really good food there.
Yes.
I remember getting pretzels, and there was a maple vendor. Are they going to be here this year too?
They are, and we've added another one. We've added a rum cakes person who actually is doing it as a fundraiser for a school in New York. And granola. We also have granola person, yes.
Definitely seemed like the kind of fair where there's something there for everybody.
Exactly. That's what we try for. Yeah. Yes.
So I'm Nancy Bloomfield. I'm the executive director at the Family Place, and I've been at the Family Place for about 4 years, and I remember just a few months after I arrived meeting Sharon and the rest of the Crafty Ladies group. And at that point, I think you had been supporting the Family Place for a couple of years.
Right. Yes.
And at this point, it's been 6 years, which has been really amazing, a really nice partnership for us. So the Family Place has been in the Upper Valley supporting families for 34 years now. And our focus is really on families with children prenatal to age 6, although some of our programs serve older youth. But primarily our goal is to really help families from all walks of life help their children get off to a healthy start. And we want to make sure that we want to make sure that the families in our community are strong and stable and supported and have the resources and information they need to for their children to thrive. So the Family Place reaches about 1,300 children and their families every year. So we have quite a big footprint in the community, but so much of the work is done in families' homes that sometimes we're not visible to the community. So I appreciate the chance to talk about it a little bit, and also appreciate the publicity that being at your fair has been offering to us too.
Actually, we should tell them about that a little bit, that last year you started coming and supporting the fair with giving out programs and also your own literature and able to meet people and increase your awareness.
Which has really been wonderful. That was a lot of fun last year. It was a very cold day. I remember that. We had this nice spot right by some people who were selling wreaths, and it smelled really good there in the entryway. But
They'll be back.
Was a great.
The wreath people will be back again too.
Good. Yeah, it was a really nice opportunity for us to get the word out there about what we did, and it was really nice. Especially to be in the Woodstock community, because we were just working on a new partnership with the Quechee Health Center. So I'd be happy to talk about that a little bit.
Sure.
So starting this fall, we've had a family specialist embedded at the Quechee Health Center, and she's there through a national project called Project Dulce, which is aimed to support families with newborns right from the very beginning, from birth through 6 months. And it's a time when, very exciting time for families, but also a time of a lot of stress and change. And so there's a great opportunity there for families to get extra support if they need that. So our staff is full-time. Her name is Sue Swenson. She's full-time at the Quechee Health Center, meeting with families when they come in. And so if there are things that she can provide support with, she can either come out and do a home visit or help connect them to resources in the community that could be helpful to them. I think it's important for people to know that we work with families from all walks of life. So families don't need to be in crisis to call the family place. We know that every parent needs help sometimes, and sometimes what parents are needing is just to know where other parents are that they can talk to, whose kids are in the same stage of life and who may be going through the same period in their child's development, whether it's teething or crawling or, saying those first words. Parents in our community, which has a lot of rural parts to it, can feel isolated, and they need to know how to connect to other parents. And they also need to know that if there's something they're worried about with their own child's development or something going on in their family, that they've got some support. So that's a lot of what we do at the Family Place, is meet with families in their homes or offer programs at our center, which is located right next door to Fogg's, right down the road from King Arthur Flour and the Farmers Market on Route 5 in Norwich. So that's where we are. Let's see, what did I say?
I know one of the things that you've done is work with young women who maybe are learning new crafts and so on. That was one of the things that we had gotten involved with you on.
Yes.
Is they were making jewelry, and really pretty jewelry with your signature is like a donut kind of thing.
Yes, it's a little Jewelrio's charm.
Adorable.
Little cereal, it's a pewter cereal charm that, so many people relate to Cheerios being one of their children's first foods. That's sort of how that came together. But yes, that jewelry program was part of our Families Learning Together program. So that program is a great example of a program that really works with families in an intensive way. So, I shared that we work with families from all walks of life, but there are certain families at certain stages that sometimes need a lot of support, and the Families Learning Together program is designed to support those families. So we, as part of that program, parents come to the Family Place 4 days a week, and their children come too. We have an on-site child care for infants and toddlers, and so that program is really geared towards usually a young parent, often with their first child, sometimes a teen parent, very often whether they're a teen parent or a little bit older, they're parents who haven't necessarily finished high school. And so as part of that program, we're offering a high school completion program. So a parent, whether they were just in high school or whether they left high school 3 years ago, can actually come with their little one and then spend their time in the academic classroom working towards their diploma. So that program for some is very focused on their educational goals. For others, they may have completed their diploma, but they're really working on job readiness skills. And so that jewelry studio and our kitchen and our early childhood classroom are all work sites for parents who are looking to gain some job skills while they're with us.
I know we joined you a couple times for lunch. You had great cooks there.
Yes.
And also I noticed, so I got to meet a number of your clients, you call them? I'm not sure.
Participating families.
Yes. And one of the things that I could see was a sense of confidence when they were working on their crafts, that they were feeling really good about it. We did, if you remember, we did a little class on a certain kind of technique called kumihimo for jewelry making.
It's a beading.
It was
technique,
beading
right?
with cords and so on.
Yeah.
And they clearly felt really good about their finished products, and they should, because it looked great. So you can see how important it is for them to start to feel confident about themselves.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, the whole idea behind that program is to offer opportunity to families who may be struggling economically, who may be trying to sort of get a foundation under themselves and their young children. And so as part of that, those experiences to build their skills and build their confidence are really important. You know, if you think about trying to make ends meet and trying to move forward when you haven't had a lot of work experience, if you maybe haven't finished high school and you have a young child, the mountain in front of you can feel really big. But in that program, there's a community of other young parents who are sort of in the same boat with some similar goals, and our goal is to provide them with some experiences and some opportunities where they can individually but also collectively kind of take some steps that help them towards their goals. So. And
you work with other nonprofits, like I think you work with WISE, right? And probably the Haven.
Yep.
Things like that. Yeah.
None of our work is done in isolation. We do have good working partnerships with WISE, with the Haven, with our state partners too in Economic Services Division or SEVCA, you know, fuel assistance program and things like that. And you know, the idea behind the Family Place, you know, is as much as possible to be a one-stop shop for families. So whether or not, you know, if a family, we want families to know that they can call us if they're, and that's any caregiver. So it could be, you know, a parent with a young child. It could be a grandparent who has a concern or question. It could be a father before their first child is born. It could be anyone who's caring for a child that wonders what resource might be out there for them or has a question about their child's development. They can give us a call, and if we have a program or an opportunity at the Family Place to fit their needs, we can provide that, or we can help connect them. So we do, you know, sometimes domestic violence is a real strain on a parent and a family and on children, and we're really really lucky to have WISE in our community to connect families to when that's going on.
It's one of the things I really love about the Upper Valley, that since I'm involved with a couple of them as well, I just see the collaboration just is wonderful between the various nonprofits. Everybody seems to really work together.
Yeah.
And clearly you're one of those that benefits others through your work, so that's great.
Yeah.
That's great. Maybe you might want to say what your phone number is for people to call.
Yep, if anybody wants to reach out to us, our phone number is 802-649-3268. We also have a website, which is familyplacevt.org. People are welcome to walk in or call or send us an email. There's an info email that's listed on our website, and we'd be happy to answer questions that anyone would have. We really just want to make sure families know that we're a resource, whether it's a tiny question or challenge that a family is having or a big problem that they're worried about. Our goal is to try to weave together the different programs that we have to really meet families where they're at and in a way that's comfortable for them. We meet with families in their homes. We'll meet with families at our center. If that's more comfortable, we can meet with families, you know, anywhere in the community where they're comfortable too, and that's really what we aim to do.
What a wonderful resource. When we were thinking about starting our own artisan fair, now this is our 6th year. We decided that we wanted to have a charitable component to it, and right from the start, we thought the family place is where we'd like to give our money. And because of, we didn't know some of the things that you've been talking about today, in fact, many of them, but we did know what a great resource it was. So I think it's been a good choice to have you be the beneficiary of that, because it's then a beneficiary to so many people in the Upper Valley. So
well, we're really grateful for that. There's no way that the family place could exist without lots of different people, whether it's an individual or an organization, a group like yours that just for whatever reason makes a connection and ends up giving time or offering financial support or getting involved as volunteers or getting involved on our board. It's really a place that's held by the community, and we're really grateful for that.
That's great. That's great.
Yeah.
Anything else you'd like to say about the family place? I think you've covered a lot.
Let's see. I think, so you were mentioning collaboration and how you see a lot of that happening, and I think one of the things that's been really exciting for us over the last year is some new collaborations that we've had with pediatric practices. So last fall, we started a new partnership with the pediatric clinic at Dartmouth-Hitchcock, right by Molly's place, through an initiative called Strong Families, Strong Starts. And the idea is that we would have some of our family support home visitors actually spending time up there in the pediatric clinic, so that parents who were coming for their appointments would we'd be a little bit more visible to them. I think even though, you know, we really appreciate any opportunity to get the word out about what we do, because I think we can offer a lot to families, again, families from all walks of life in lots of different circumstances. We want to make sure they're here, that they know that we're here for them. And so being up at the pediatric clinic, getting to work more closely with the medical teams there, it's just made it so much more likely that if a family does have some concerns or needs that we can be of help with, that the medical staff will remember that we're there, and that families will feel comfortable reaching out. And so just one example, I know that one family that has gotten very involved with us met us because we were there at Molly's place, and she had been there for her appointment. She probably stopped by our little outreach table there, and she ended up coming to our play groups, which we have a couple every week at the family place. She was also a parent who was in recovery from substance misuse with a young child, and once she became a little bit more comfortable with us by coming to play group, she started becoming interested in the idea of maybe having some home visiting support. And so our relationship has deepened with this mom who is working really hard to provide a good life for her son. It's so critical time in her life being a parent in recovery, and we're really hopeful that the support we're providing her is helping her move along. But she might not have known anything about us, you know, if we hadn't been there. And if someone had just handed her a brochure, for example, that might not have been enough to help her really make a connection. So it's really been amazing to be there at the pediatric clinic. And then, as I shared, we're now in the Quechee Health Center too. So I think that's been really exciting. I mean, if we can be in the community where families are already bringing their children in a trusted environment like their pediatric office, then that's going to allow us to reach a lot more families, hopefully earlier on in their child's life too, maybe even during pregnancy. And so that's a real goal of ours over the next couple of years.
That's really interesting.
So,
And I just think the whole issue of awareness is so important, and having somebody just do that human connection can make all the difference.
Yeah, and sometimes families feel like they need to be in crisis to reach out for support, but really all families need help sometimes.
Absolutely.
And if parents, or grandparents, foster parents, other caregivers reach out early, then we can provide support sometimes for just a short period of time, help
But it's an
through a
important
bump.
period.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. And then a family has what it needs. So.
Wow, that's
So-
great. That's great.
But we really appreciate you all being such great supporters to the Family Place, and appreciate the opportunity to come here and talk a little bit about what we do.
That's
Thank you.
that's
for
super.
that.
I just can't say enough about your program. It's wonderful.
It's a lot of fun.
Okay, well, thank you so much for sharing so much of the information. It's so important, and I hope everyone can come to the fair. Just show you this again. Watch for our ads in the newspaper and on social media, and I think we'll see both of us there for sure, and many others. So come join us. You can have your lunch there. You can have a massage. You can buy lots of things. And I didn't even mention there, besides the other artisans that I mentioned, we also have 2 artists, and we have several photographers. So there's really some, and also body soaps and scents and those kinds of things. So there's really something, as Nancy mentioned, for everyone. So please come and see us both.